We're ready for the fourth quarter in Logan. Here's what's at stake for Nevada. They need a win here tonight and a win at San Diego State, and hopeful of a San Diego State loss tonight to UNLV. That would give them the division title in the West Division and get them in the championship game. Meanwhile, in the Mountain, Utah State just looking for bowl eligibility. Air Force needs a New Mexico loss, and they'll win that division. As we start the fourth quarter on 2nd and 17, nothing doing as Jordan Nielsen shuts down the play. It's 3rd down and 16 coming up here for Nevada.
And for Utah State, they not only put themselves in a position to get a bowl bid with the win, but they'll also play spoiler for Nevada if they win this ball game, because then they take them out of contention for winning the Mountain West Division.
Stewart with 3 receivers left from the 37-yard line. Pressure coming. Fires it into coverage and incomplete, and getting a hand on that was Richardson, but he couldn't come up with it. 4th down.
And I've been really impressed with this Utah State defense in the second half. When we went to halftime, it looked like Nevada was going to run away with this ball game because they were running the ball consistently. Both of their backs had started to get off. And then in the second half, their first series, they ran the ball well. But this defense has buckled down and found a way to slow down and virtually stop this Nevada offense.
Alex Boy into punt it, end over end, calling for the fair catch Rodriguez, and he makes it to the 6-yard line for Utah State. Keaton playing with a lot of confidence. That is obvious. After the first half, he looked rattled and unsure of himself. He has found some of the old magic that made him such a great player here. And Brian Polian, you know, trying to find that momentum, trying to get it back is not an easy thing, especially on the road. Utah State has had a couple long drives of 75 and 68 yards. Mays capping both of them off with touchdowns.
Well, Mays virtually walked in for the easy score on that play, and here he plants that right foot and gets to the outside and beats the defender to the edge and get another touchdown. Now, what Utah State has to be careful of right now is not being sloppy with the football.
And here's Mays, and a nice gain. He's taken down by Patrick Chowda. Looked like he would break that for a big gainer. Still picks up 5 on the play.
And Mays was a shoestring tackle away from getting to the outside where there were no defenders.
12 carries, 80 yards, the couple touchdowns you just saw so far from Devontae Mays. Keaton is 12 for 25 through the air, 98 yards. 2nd and 6. Chucky's going to hand it off to Mays again. Spins away from a tackler and close to a 1st down. That was a nifty move from the junior right there. And he's a little bit shaken up. Or actually, it is Salesa for Ramo shaken up. Now it's Mays shaken up after the run.
And you see Mays making cuts in the hole and getting as many positive yards as he can. I thought Mays was a little shaken up on the previous play when he got tackled on that ankle tackle. He was gimpy a little bit going back to the huddle. He seems to be holding his arm right here. Hopefully he'll be okay and be able to get back into this ball game.
It's a 3rd and 1 now for the Aggies. They're going to split Keaton out now. They're going to go direct snap here. Vigil on the backfield takes the snap. Straight ahead, and he leans forward and is close to the 1st down. They have done that 4 times here in this game, the direct snap to Vigil, and he's been effective. And they're going to have to bring the sticks out for this one.
This is a big measurement right here. You see the running back ability by Vigil. The hole is not where he initially wants it. He gets to the outside. And one thing I like, he puts his right hand down and tries to fall forward and get the ball as much forward as he can.
Not by much, but they got it. 1st down. Vigil last year has only started running back, had 51 yards on the ground against UNLV, showing he's very capable, and he moves the sticks. Now this could set up for quite a finish here for us. This game looked like it would be all Nevada, 27-7 at the start of the 3rd quarter.
And we talked about the missed kicks by the Utah State kicker being big, but now the missed extra point by Nevada may turn out to be the difference in this ball game.
And that was a block by David Mwala. And here's a keeper from Chucky Keaton. And he gets out of bounds at the 22-yard line. Picks up 4. Patrick Chowda ran him out.
And once again, what's been most impressive about Keaton is his ability to break the pocket, get to the outside, get positive yards. He's shown some very good decision-making this afternoon.
Chucky, fifth-year senior from Houston. MCL sprain at Washington. Kent Myers took over. Myers injured today. His left arm in a sling right now. It's been Keaton's game. 2nd and 6. Fires to the sideline. Sharp the catch. Sharp has a first down. And he's up to the 32-yard line. There's your playmaker coming in. 112 career catches. Rufus on the tackle.
And a good job by Keaton not putting too much on the football, allowing Sharp to catch the ball and get north and south very quickly and get positive yards. That's what you want to do. Get the ball to your playmakers on the outside, in the open field, and allow them to make plays.
Sharp with 6 catches, now 40 yards. He had a career-high 13 for 193 against Air Force in their last game. Handoff. Running left, it's Tony Lindsay, the sophomore, getting it his first carry. And Yates brings him down after a short gain.
What's interesting is because of the short passing game and their ability to run the football with success, the safeties are now coming up close to the line of scrimmage, and there's no help over the top. I wonder, will Keaton try to get it vertical to one of his receivers on the outside if they continue to play this type of defense?
Lindsay stays on as a running back. That was just his 10th carry this year. It's 2nd and 8 now, and he'll shift in motion. Keaton, quarterback draw. Chucky up the gut, across the 40, across midfield and out of bounds. There it is, a quarterback draw, and he has that escapability, and he shows it there.
And I tell you what, it's standing room only right now on the Utah State side. These fans are up, they're into this ball game, and you see Keaton looking very comfortable running with the football, pointing out to blockers where he wants to go. As he runs, he's making cuts. He's looking really comfortable right now.
They mark him out right at midfield. Under 11 minutes to go in this one now. Keaton again on the keeper. This time it does not fool Kevin McReynolds, the UCLA transfer. The senior nose tackle was there. 2-yard pickup.
But when you look at this, it's not a lot of yards, but it makes the defense stay honest. It keeps those linebackers up close to the line of scrimmage. It walks those safeties up, and he'll have his shots.
2nd and 8 now for Keaton and the Aggies. They've scored 14 straight, looking for the go-ahead score. Handoff, Mays straight ahead down to the 43-yard line. Mays runs hard. That's a 5-yard pickup, and it sets up a 3rd down and about 4 yards to go. Dobrich on the tackle.
And the offensive line are continuing to do a good job of giving their backs seams to run through. Mays running tough in between the guards, in between the tackles.
3 turnovers have been costly for the Aggies. 2 missed field goals, yet despite the struggles, they have won the battle of the line of scrimmage here in the second half so far. It's Mays right up the gut, running hard, and has a first down. Nothing fancy there, straight ahead football. Tackle was finally made by Aswani Rufus.
And I tell you what they're doing also. They're using up a lot of clock. They're taking their time. But you see, once again, they're getting movement on the defensive line. Those guys look extremely tired. They've got tandem blocks going. Linemen are getting up to the second-level defenders, and the running backs are not getting touched until they get to the linebacker level.
Mays now has 16 carries, 98 yards, and a couple touchdowns. He gets his number called again, cuts back, and has a nice gain to the 34. 5 more yards. He's over 100 yards. Rufus on the tackle.
And they're wearing down this Nevada defense. Guys are out there with their hands on their hips. They've been on the field the majority of the second half.
Nevada owning time of possession for the game, but second half, big time in Utah State's favor. There's the numbers on Mays so far. Huge second half for the junior. from the 34. Keaton fumbles the football, and he jumps on it back at the 38-yard line.
And that was a high snap, and Keaton took his eyes off the football, looking to go with the ball fake. You've got to get possession of the football. You see right there the high snap. You've got to make sure you've got possession of the ball.
Wonder if his running back brushed the football there a little bit.
They probably missed the timing up because of how high that snap was.
Now it's 3rd down and 9 from the 38. Keaton looking downfield, nothing there. He's going to dump it off. Lindsey the catch, but he goes down. Couldn't keep his footing, and he goes down near the line of scrimmage, and now it's 4th down. Now, decision time. 4th down and about 9 with under 8 minutes to go.
Lenny Jones and Corey Rush got pressure in Keaton's face, and they didn't allow him to set his feet. He had to throw that ball off of his back foot. That's why it was high.
And they will not gamble here with the ball at the 38-yard line. They're going to punt the football. 7:20 to go in this one. Aaron Dalton, redshirt freshman from Bountiful, Utah. Sellis standing back at the 10-yard line. Sellis lets it go over his head, and it is down at the 1. Inside the 1. Jez Painter was there to corral the Dalton punt, and a beauty and a big special teams play.
And you can't get any better than this.
Dalton pins him inside the 1. We have a 6-point game. Two teams that make their living with the running game. Locked up in a good one here. 27-21 Nevada. 7:04 to go. Nevada has the football with Tyler Stewart and company backed up inside their 1-yard line after an Aaron Dalton punt. Fumbles the football in the end zone. It's loose. It's either a safety or a touchdown. Let's see what happens here. Touchdown. And the Aggies have tied it up. Marwin Evans was in there. Kyler Fackrell as well. And Fackrell recovers it. We're tied at 27.
And Stewart never got possession of the football. Bad snap by the center, Goldtree. It was a low snap, and Stewart, instead of just covering the ball up and taking the safety, he tried to pick it up and get it outside the end zone to avoid getting the safety and gave up the touchdown.
Fackrell with his 5th fumble recovery. He leads the FBS in that category, and he has tied it up here. What a huge turning point in this game.
Back in the end zone, recovered by Utah State for a touchdown. The previous play is under further review.
And I wonder what they're reviewing on this play. It all started with the bad snap by Goldtree. It was low. Stewart never got possession of it. And as opposed to falling on top of the football and giving up the 2-point safety, he tried to scoop the ball up and get outside the end zone. And Fackrell was able to cover that ball up, looks like, and get the touchdown for Utah State.
And here's a look. Let's see what they're reviewing here. There's a fumble. Did his knee go down before the ball was recovered? No, he never had possession there. And it looks like a touchdown.
Yeah, you see Fackrell right here coming off the edge. He sees the football. See, Stewart tries to scoop the ball up and get outside to avoid getting the safety. And right there, he gets pushed out of the way. And Fackrell is at the bottom of that pile. It's not a case where someone else had the ball and Fackrell comes out with it. It looks like Fackrell gets the recovery clean right here on top of the football right there. It looks like it's going to be a touchdown for Utah State. But it started because Stewart tried to scoop the ball up and get outside the end zone as opposed to just taking the safety.
If you take that 2-point, give up the 2 points, you still got the lead. You can punt it out of there from your 20-yard line, and your team's still in front.
You give it back to your defense.
This looked like a Fackrell fumble recovery. They're just making sure that the knee didn't go down from the quarterback, Stewart.
And I can't be mad at Stewart. He's trying to make a play for his ball club. So, you understand what he's trying to do. but coaches always tell guys when there's a fumble on the field, cover it up. Everyone wants to make the big play of scooping it up and getting the ball out of there. But watch right here, low snap. Now right here, jump on top of the football. But you see him trying to scoop it up and get outside the end zone. He never gets possession of it. Fackrell's at the bottom of that pile. He gets possession. You see Butler.
The ruling on the field stands. Touchdown.
And that will stand as the 5th fumble recovery for Fackrell, the nation's leader in that category. He has 2 defensive touchdowns this year. Talk about playmakers. This guy, one of the best in college football on that side of the ball.
Well, you also talk about Butkus semifinalists. That adds to his case to, be one of those guys at the presentation right there.
No doubt about it. Mountain West Defensive Player of the Year candidate, preseason Defensive Player of the Year, and now they're an extra point away from taking the lead here. And it's going to be Jake Thompson. It's normally Warren. Thompson in for the PAT. Out of the hold of Nelson, and the kick is good. And the Aggies have the lead, 28-27. What a comeback. Matt Wells likes what he sees. His defense steps up. A wild one here in Logan. Utah State has erased a 27-7 third quarter deficit, 21 unanswered to grab the lead. A Kyler Fackrell fumble recovery near the goal line, giving the home team the advantage, and they've got all the momentum on their side now, and their defense has been sensational here in the 3rd and 4th quarter.
Well, I tell you what, this Utah State defense will come out with so much adrenaline right now because their offense is giving them what they fought for this entire second half, the lead.
Thompson to kick it away. There's Elijah Mitchell, the deep man for Nevada, standing on the goal line. Utah State trying to get bowl eligible with the win. They have their finale at home next week against BYU, but they want to get win number 6 right here. Mitchell loses sight of that one. It goes through the end zone, and it'll be a touchback at the 25-yard line. Here's a look at the fumble recovery. Stewart from the pistol formation.
And that's the dangers of the pistol formation. You're not under center. The center has to make sure he gets the ball to the quarterback. That's the most important part of the play on every play, the center quarterback exchange. Poor snap was the start of a play that just went totally bad for Nevada.
Fackrell hit the quarterback, recovered the fumble in the end zone, and his team in front now. Now Brian Polian's team trying to get the momentum back. Stewart, the junior, from the 25. Butler, left side, breaks the tackle. He's got a first down. And he's pushing the pile forward to the 37. Filiunga finally on the stop. And they needed that, something positive after a fumble on the last play.
And that was a good assist by the official helping out Utah State, because if he's not there, I don't know if Butler's brought down. Butler still may be running.
Monster game for Butler, 13 carries, 123 yards, couple touchdowns. Has a long run of 60. That was in the 3rd quarter. Butler again, left side. This time they stack him up, a short gain. Maybe a couple yards to the 39, and that's it. Moala was there, the nose tackle.
And the one thing Moala done well all afternoon is get under the pads of the offensive linemen and push those guys back. That's what you have to do if you're a defender, especially in this 3-4 defense. Moala is assigned both A-gaps, so he has to be a stopgap player in the middle of this defense. 2nd
and 8 from the 39. Straight ahead, it's Butler again. They keep trying to grind it out between the tackles. 2 more yards to the 41. Now they're in a 3rd and 6 situation.
And on that play, Moala stopped. He made it a jumble, a bunch right in the middle of that defense. That's what you want to do. You don't want to allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level defenders and get a body in front of them.
3rd and 6. They need to get it to the 47 to pick up the first down as we near the 5-minute mark. This time they'll go split backs. Jackson and Butler back there. Richardson and Henderson, the receivers. Stewart rushing 4, fires it near side, caught by Richardson, and he is close to the first down, very close at the 47. And he caught that with a defender draped all over him, Deshane Hines.
And you can't ask for better coverage from Hines. He's right there on Richardson. He gets his hand in there to try to knock the ball out. Let's see if Richardson was able to get past the sticks to get the first down.
It's right on the 47-yard line. And they're going to bring the sticks in from the far side of the field.
And if they don't get it, you may have to go for it on fourth down right here because of the way Utah State has been running the ball and running clock in the second half.
Got it. First down.
And how many first downs have we seen this afternoon that have been a chain link? Good job by Richardson knowing where the sticks are. And like I said, you can't ask for better coverage than the Hines provided on that play. Richardson just made a better play getting his hands on the football and squeezing it.
Both teams with all 3 timeouts remaining. 5:03 to go. 1-point lead for Utah State, erasing a 27-7 early third quarter deficit to grab the lead on a Kyler Fackrell fumble recovery. It's Jackson up the gut down to the 45. This is where the bread is buttered for us. Torrey Green on the tackle. This is what they want to do. They want to grind you out, wear you down. This is when the running backs get their call most of the time.
And if you watch the offensive linemen, they're getting movement once again. You see them getting to the second level defenders. That's what you want. You want your guards to be able to tandem block, and when the tackle takes over the block, stalk up to the second level defenders and cover the linebackers up.
8-yard pickup for Jackson. He has 78 on the ground now. He stays in the backfield, gets his number called again, hit right at the point of attack, leans forward, and is close to the first down. David Mawala was there, and we could have another measurement coming up. There's LT Filiunga, the senior from South Jordan, Utah. Their inside linebacker. It's 3rd and short.
And as an offensive lineman, this is what you want, the challenge of getting 1 yard. This is why you work out in the offseason. This is why you make the quarterback take you out for pizza on Monday after a big ball game of keeping him upright. This is what you get paid to do.
Jackson's the running back. Jackson straight ahead. Runs into a brick wall, and it'll be close. He needed the 43, and I don't know.
Where the officials are standing, it doesn't look like he's got the first down. And they've got to go for it right here.
Approaching 3 minutes to go. It will be 4th down.
And this is the play of the ball game right here. As a defensive lineman and an offensive lineman, this is what you play football for. These plays right here. This play will determine who wins this ball game.
3:03 to go. 4th down and less than a yard for Brian Polian and company in a timeout. So much at stake here. Utah State trying to get bowl eligible. Nevada trying to get their 7th win and solidify their bowl chances. 2 proud programs, history of bowl success. 9 of the last 10 years for Nevada, 4 straight for Utah State. Couldn't be much closer in this one. They're going to measure this now. Make sure he's short of the stick. And he is easily at least half a yard.
And I tell you what, when you look at this play, there are a lot of determining factors that can come out of this play. This play may determine whether or not Utah State gets to a bowl game. This play may determine whether or not Nevada is, plays for the conference championship. There's a lot that this play can determine. This is the biggest play of the season up to this point for both ball clubs.
Remember, there are 3 timeouts remaining for Utah State, 2 for Nevada, but this could go a long way towards determining the winner here. And no hesitation. 4th down, half a yard coming up when we come back. (28-27), Utah State in front of Nevada. It was a 27-7 game, early stages, 3rd quarter. Nevada in front. The Aggies come storming back. A stellar effort defensively, going in front on a Kyler Fackrell fumble recovery near the goal line. And now Tyler Stewart and Nevada looking at a 4th down and less than half a yard at the Utah State 44. Butler's the running back. Butler, the carry, spins into the middle. He did not get it, and the Aggies turn him back.
And if you watch Utah State's defenders on this play, they basically bear crawled. They got under the offensive lineman, and that's the negative and disadvantage of the pistol offense. When your quarterback's not under center, if you've got a quarterback under center, he maybe can run a QB sneak and get the first down. But you see penetration right there. Jordan Nielsen got into the backfield, made the back. Butler changed where he went with the football, and you saw Pursuit get there, and he was not able to get the first down.
And he got some help from his teammates as well. Vigil in there, Fackrell stacking things up.
Stout at the point of attack has been the recipe for this Utah State defense the entire second half.
Still 2:57 to go. 3 timeouts left for Nevada. Handoff to Devontae Mays now, trying to run some clock off the right side to the 47. Couple yards and that's it. Figo Fie Fatuala, the senior, on the tackle.
And right now, if you're the Utah State ball carriers, you've got to squeeze the football. You've got to know the Nevada defenders are going to pull and tug at that football. You want to get first downs, but you want to squeeze the football and, at worst case, be able to punt the ball and play field position.
Nevada using a timeout here with 2:51 to go. And again, you get a stop here, you've got a chance. All you need is a field goal, and you got an excellent field goal kicker in Zuzo. A lot still hanging here in the balance.
But if you get a stop and you're Nevada, you've got to pass the football, something that's out of character for what you do. You are a running ball club, so it bodes well for Utah State. You want to run the football no matter what. You continue to run the football. Make Nevada use all of their timeouts. If they do get the ball back, you want them to be playing against the clock and the defense.
Today's Capital One Cup impact performer has been talked about quite a bit from us during the break here. We'll unveil that here momentarily. Utah State hands it off. Devontae Mays hit by Dobrich and turned back, and he leans forward and maybe got back to the line of scrimmage, and it's third down coming up. Brian Lane Jr. on the tackle. Our Capital One impact performer, Devontae Mays, over 100 yards, 2 touchdowns were key in the third quarter. That has given them the lead here with 2:44 to go. That and the Fackrell fumble recovery, the big story in the second half.
Now, you know Nevada's going to bring their defense up in the box to stop the run, and fans will probably say, why don't we throw the football? We know we're going to get man coverage on the outside. We may be able to get a first down, but you've got to be careful. You want to keep the clock running. That's why you run the football. Even if you don't get the first down, you force Nevada to use their last timeout, then you punt the football. The defense has played big this entire second half. You ask your defense to deliver one more time.
3rd and 7 at the 47 for Utah State. Chucky Keaton has been sensational in the second half. Gonna hand it off. Mays right up the gut, spinning. He's got a first down and more. Mays to the 30. Mays finally tackled at the 20-yard line. Brian Lane Jr. got to him. A huge play by the junior to move the chains. And Nevada has just that one timeout left.
And that's why you run the football, because they're going to bring all the defenders up close in the box, and if he gets past the first level, there's no one there. You see right there, he's bouncing off of would-be tacklers. He gets to the outside, and Mays has done this the entire second half, get yards after contact.
20 carries, 138. He's gone over the century mark a couple times this year, and that could have been the backbreaker right there for the Wolfpack. Mays again hitting the backfield, just holding on to the football. That's the main thing. And Nevada will use their final timeout. Sayao on that tackle.
And I tell you what, Lenny Jones knifed in there and almost got there right when the ball got to the ball carrier.
No timeouts left now for Nevada. 2:07 to go. And conceivably, Brian Polian's team could get the football back here. It's 2nd down and 14 right now with 2:07 to go.
You almost want to get in victory formation. The way that play almost unfolded, the way Lenny Jones shot that gap, I'd be very concerned if I'm Utah State right now. I'm talking to my tight ends and my tackles and making sure they understand, guys, we have to make sure we get a hat on these defensive ends because Jones and Sayal have the ability to shoot the gap and cause a ruckus in that backfield.
Utah State trying to win their 14th consecutive game here on home turf. That's the 3rd longest in the FBS. And if you do get in a 4th down scenario, I'd be very surprised you bring the kicking team out there. You don't want to risk anything like that here with time dwindling. 2nd and 14. Keaton, handoff. Mays wrapped up, gets it to the 26-yard line. Tackle made by Fatuala, and now it's 3rd down, and they can't stop the clock. It's under 2 minutes to go.
And if you're Utah State, you take your time. You're not in a rush. You want as much time to come off the clock as possible. And you talked about it, Trey, attempting a kick. You don't want to do that. You remember last week, Nevada, Muhammad blocked a potential game-winning field goal as time expired. So you don't want to give him or the other Nevada defenders an opportunity to block a kick.
We'll work the play clock down. It's at 5 now, at 4. Keaton will take the snap with 3, hands it, he's going to keep it, fakes the handoff, stays in bounds, and goes down at the 24-yard line. 4th down coming up, and it's going to be under a minute to go, and now it's decision time for the Aggies.
And a good job by Keaton. He probably could have kept going to the outside, but he realized he put himself in a position to possibly get pushed out of bounds. You don't want the clock to stop. The clock is your best friend.
And they're going to bring the kicking team out here for us. Jake Thompson is coming out for a field goal attempt. You remember Warren missed a couple from 29 and 20 yards. This one is a 42-yard attempt for the junior from Logan, Utah, trying to give him a 4-point advantage. They get the snap off. The kick is on the way. And the kick is good. Thompson drills it, and they're up 4.
Big score right there. Now Nevada has to score a touchdown to win this ball game.
"35 seconds, no timeouts for Nevada." And how about Thompson? He's been their kickoff specialist all year. Just his 3rd field goal attempt, and he nails it.
And we've seen big plays on special teams, so don't go away yet, folks. You never know. College football has been a game full of interest this season. We've seen crazier things happen, Trey.
Like maybe the Miami game. That would be one that would come to mind.
The Miami, the Michigan State-Michigan game,
right.
The Florida State-Georgia Tech ball game. You just don't know what can happen.
Boy, this would be a monumental victory for this program, who's had their share of problems with injuries this year. Disappointing losses on the road to New Mexico and Air Force last 2 weeks. But they can get bowl eligible if they can hang on here. Elijah Mitchell, the deep man for Nevada. No timeouts, and they need a touchdown. The kick return squads have been good for both teams, specifically Utah State. Mitchell hoping to make an impact here in that category. "24 consecutive points from the Aggies here in the second half." Thompson, Mitchell, 2 yards deep, is going to bring it out of there. Mitchell across the 20, and down he goes to the 27. The ball comes free. Was he down, or was it a fumble? Floyd recovering it for Utah State. They're saying it's Aggies football.
Now the question is, was the ball coming loose as he was going down?
Here's a look.
I think he's down on that play.
Evans with the strip, but was he down before it came free?
Or was he on top of a defender? I think he's down. I think the left elbow, they're going to call a left elbow down on that play.
We'll sort that out here. 26 seconds to go. If it's a fumble recovery for the Aggies, this one is history. It's a Utah State victory.
And I'll tell you what's interesting, because they kicked that field goal, now the defense can play prevent if it is indeed still Nevada's ball, and not worry about the deep play and put them in field goal range, because they have to get a touchdown. So let's see if he's down right here. It looks like his elbow, see that forearm looks like it's down before the ball comes out. Let's see right here.
Left knee down maybe?
Left knee and the elbow. Left elbow look down. Because the ball isn't coming out right here. I think he's down.
Well, it's Marwin Evans on that play. Evans has been everywhere today. Defensively, from the secondary and on special teams. Boy, this would be a gut-wrenching loss for Nevada, up 27-7 to lose this game, and it could come down to this call right here. Right there, it looks like the knee's down before the ball comes out. They will take a closer look at this. Scott Campbell, our lead referee. Both these teams have a game coming up. Nevada at San Diego State, Utah State hosting BYU. Here's another look for us.
And the question is that left elbow down? See, the ball is still, it's not coming loose yet. And the left knee, the question is, was the ball starting to come loose before that left knee and that left forearm is down? See, the knee is down right here. Now,
after review, the runner's knee was down at the 27-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10 for Nevada. The game clock operator, please reset the game clock to 31 seconds.
So Nevada still with a sliver of hope here. 26 seconds was on the clock. They put 5 back on, so 31 seconds. No timeouts to work with, and they have the football at the 26.
And if you're Utah State, you need to be deep with your safeties. They need to be, you cannot let any Nevada defenders get behind you.
Stewart has gotten better at throwing the football through the course of the season. They're a running team, but he needs a big throw here. Runs away from pressure. Stewart sets and throws downfield and incomplete. Intended for Wyatt Demps. 21 seconds to work with, 2nd and 10.
And you saw the safeties on the play for Utah State. They bailed as soon as the ball was snapped. That's what you want to do. You want to get as deep as possible. You cannot let the offensive players get behind you. And that kick, that field goal helps tremendously because they have to get a touchdown. So even with them playing as prevent defense, they can give up the long pass. They just cannot give up a touchdown.
Henderson and Richardson, the top targets this season. Henderson, a big target at 6'5". Stewart steps up under duress, and he's hit as he throws it. It's incomplete. That was pressure up the gut.
And Torrey Green did a good job on a delayed blitz on that play. He waited until the ball was snapped. Then he found a seam, got in there, and got pressure on Stewart, and did not allow him to step into that throw. Watch Torrey Green. You see him on a delayed blitz. The offensive tackle has to do a better job of blocking him. He cannot allow him to get a free rein to the quarterback.
3rd and 10, 16 seconds for Nevada. Stewart steps up, throws to the sideline, incomplete. Good coverage over there. Hines was right on the spot. It was intended for Richardson, and now it's come down to 4th down with 10 seconds left.
And good adjustment by Hines, turning his body and getting his hand up in the air and getting into the vision of the receiver.
You have time maybe for 2 plays to get out of bounds quickly, but this could be the final play right here. Fackrell has made his impact felt. He's coming after the quarterback here on 4th down. Stewart steps up, dumps it off. It's caught. It's a lateral now after the catch by Henderson. Back to Stewart. Stewart with no time on the clock laterals it back. The ball's still free. Kicked around, recovered by the Aggies. This one's over. Utah State wins it.
And Nick Vigil. It's been the Vigil and Fackrell show this second half. Both of these linebackers have played extremely well and been all over the field, whether it's been pressuring the quarterback, recovering fumbles, causing havoc in the running game.
What an incredible second half for Matt Wells. Tough loss for Brian Polian. His team still bowl eligible. Utah State now bowl eligible as they improved to 6-5. It was 27-7 at the start of the third quarter. 24 straight. The defense really, though, set the tone.
Well, the defensive adjustments by the Utah State coaching staff need to be commended. They came out with a plan, and they executed well. They shut down this high-powered Nevada offense. That rushing attack was null and void in the second half.
Now we could see both of these teams bowling, and it could be 7 teams from the Mountain West Conference this year. We'll see how it plays out, but a riveting victory for the Aggies here. They lose their starting quarterback, Myers, to an arm injury. Chucky Keaton comes in and sparks him. Mays with 133 on the ground and a couple touchdowns. And somehow, some way, Utah State comes out of Maverick Stadium with a wild victory. Kyler Fackrell, the go-ahead touchdown on a fumble recovery. And they win it here 31-27. One of the better games we've seen this year. Is a lot of fun.
Well, I love the adjustments, and that's why you play the game. It's not a first half ball game, it's an entire ball game. And you saw that from this Utah State ball club. You saw a ball club that was hungry to get themselves bowl eligible against a ball club that was still fighting for a chance at a conference title. Both of these teams are eligible to play in bowl games now, and we'll assume both of them will get bowl bids.
For Forrest Conley, I'm Trey Bender. It was a good one from Logan, Utah. Again, the final score, Utah State 31, Nevada 27. To watch this entire game on replay as well as other games on our family of ESPN networks, log on to WatchESPN.com or download the Watch ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN. Have a good evening. So long from Logan, Utah.